on the thrill. I was all on my own. Now we're looking made it home. Wow, this is the thrill.
Oh yeah, what a
What's with
sweet day,
baby?
baby.
How's it going? Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. I'm tired, but I'm alright.
You're
I'm
alive.
always
You're alive.
tired. I'm alive, baby. He has risen. And hello to all our Jewish viewers too.
Yes,
Hello,
yes.
hello.
Shalom.
We welcome all of you. Everybody's welcome.
Very, very included with this group here.
Oh
There's
yeah.
nobody's left alone.
We
Nobody
don't
left
dis
behind.
we don't discriminate.
So welcome guys to another episode. As you guys already know, we're here to talk about movies, games, music, whatever it is, wrestling, whatever you want to talk about. This is what the show's been made of. This is what we continue to do. Giving what the people what they want, even when we're tired.
I'll get it together.
Yeah, no, you're good, man. You're good. Thank you guys, everyone who's gonna probably tune in live. If you're watching in the aftermath, please, subscribe so you catch on when we're on live. Always make sure you're hitting that bell, hitting the subscribe button whenever you're on. But we do want to kind of jump right into what we're talking about today. Something that's very near and dear to both of us. We are both a little bit of fans. Some may say a geek. Fantastic Beasts, Secrets of Dumbledore, which is another
Yes.
installment of the Harry Potter franchise.
Fantastic Beasts 3.
Yes,
Watched the trailer
yes.
a few times yesterday and not today. I think I watched it like once today. But I don't want to give away too much to myself because like what's like maybe like a month and a half before the release of a movie, they start giving out way too many trailers and it gives away to way too much of the movie. So I like to just the first one that came out, the first trailer that came out, or the one that happened. Yeah, I like it.
I think I do that with most movies. I watch the first and maybe the second trailer and then kind of just play it off from there and see like, do I want to watch it or not? I think I've seen the first two movies of this. At first, I didn't watch them off the rip because I was kind of like, this is not Harry Potter. It's not. But then I was like, all right, let me give them a shot. And then I started watching them, and I really did enjoy them because you get to see a different side of it. They've showed you in England's, their way of handling the mystery of magic and all that. To see it on New York aspect is how Americans do it. Good old America. It was very different, very eye-opening, especially because you don't use the term muggles. So it's funny, like if you watch the very first one, he said something about muggles, and they looked at him like, huh? They're like, you mean no match? And they were like, no match.
So like the difference of dialect and pretty
it's
cool.
it's all definitely is awesome to see. Watching the trailer, I think I've seen the trailer good, maybe in total probably like good 30 times. Just trying to like really pick up what I can, because I'm intrigued to see what they're doing. Dumbledore is a very beloved character, so to see what they've done with the first two movies, watching this trailer, definitely was something eye-opening. So we're just gonna jump right into it. How did you like the trailer?
I like it. I love it. I like the direction that they're going with the movie. This is a trilogy now. Hopefully they make more. I remember we were talking yesterday, I believe it was, and he said they're signing for like 5 of them or something like that. So it
Yeah, it's
becomes like
like
a saga.
I think they're contracted for about 5, I think maybe 6. They may try to do it another like franchise like they did with the original Harry Potter.
Oh, okay, cool. That's really awesome. I hope. I mean, this Fantastic Beasts, and when it comes to Harry Potter and the Wizarding world, this is such a hand me down. When it comes to you could give it to your children and the youngies in the family that growing up, they're like 4 or 5 years old, and they're like, you never seen Harry Potter, you never seen Fantastic Beasts, come on, let's watch it. It's gonna last a very, 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 very long time. It's infinite, and
I still watch it. I
watching
go
the
to sleep
trailer.
putting it on the original. Just throwing that out there. Just turn it on.
Yeah, and watching the trailer, you could see it because they're picking characters now and making movies out of the character. So we had, Fantastic Beasts 1 and 2, where they're just like, oh yeah, here's this new character. His name is Newt. This is what he is. This is the beast of the Wizarding World, and this is what he does. But now let's pluck Dumbledore and give you the story of his lineage, where he's from, how he started. How he was a professor at Hogwarts himself. Who he is in relations to Grindelwald, to tie in the second movie, and who this guy who, if you watch the first and second one, you kind of they throw the scent off, where you're just like, you think it may be uh Voldemort. For those who don't watch the books, I'm not a reader, so watch the books. For those who don't read the books, I'm not a reader. See,
I guess you could
watch the
watch
book.
the book. You can
I watch it.
Amazon book.
I watch it, and I put it right back on the shelf, and I watch the
Oh, it looks
movie.
really pretty where it's at.
Yeah, and so those who don't read the books, yeah, it's a surprise to you, and it may change a few things from there into the movie and whatnot. But watching the movies, you think that the Dumbledore's brother, his character, when they're kind of piecing things together, uh, you think Credence is his name,
Credence, yeah.
is Voldemort, because there's so many, his ideologies, the way he acts, his attitude, his behavior in a sense to certain things. He's very closed. He's very angry, and then Nagini comes in and they have this relationship, and you're like, oh, cool. This is I start something new, and then by the end of two, you figure out, oh, it's actually Dumbledore's brother. And you're like, oh, all right. I wonder if that's a scent trail, if that's this, if that's that. So I'm really excited from this trailer to see the third one. Um, I might go see it tomorrow. I said that yesterday. But, like, I definitely think I'll go watch this like a matinee movie and
Yeah,
get it going.
yeah, and so before the trailer, I was really hyped for it.
Mm.
I after I watched 1 and 2, then I was like, okay, here it is. I think in the same aspect that people, you probably saw Credence's character as like, oh, this is a Voldemort. This is Voldemort in the making, and it's like the more you see it and the more you're watching it, they never really said it was like going to be a Voldemort character. They just
Mm.
kind of really gave you this hint, like he's going to be a really strong character that's going to fight Dumbledore and give him a good fight, even though he's untrained.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was a wizard, and I remember I was trying to talk to you yesterday about it. I couldn't remember the name of it, but he was an obscurus. So an obscurus is what they say is a neglected wizard or witch or wizard that is trying to, um, it's not loved. It's not, they're abused, and they have no control their power, but they suppress the power, and when they suppress it so much, they become what he becomes, which is this very powerful being. It's just like an explosion of magic.
All right.
Which in the Dumbledore family, an Obscurus is technically hinted to his sister. The Dumbledore family, his original sister that passed away when he was
Oh.
younger,
Right.
was an Obscurus. She blew up, and if you watch the way in the books, if you're reading, they explain the sister a little bit more in the books than they do in the actual movie in part 7.
Mhm.
His sister in the book was quoted. They quoted saying that she pretty much blew up,
Wow.
and you're like,
Because she was
what?
so suppressed. And
So and Dumbledore's family, don't his father was a murderer. He killed Muggles, and Muggle-born wizards who, if they were trying to get into the magic world, he didn't like it. He killed them. So he was actually put into Azkaban. So it's definitely different to see you. So when you're watching this trailer, I was excited to watch it, but I'm also a little bit torn because, like I said yesterday in our conversation, I need Johnny Depp.
yeah.
I need Johnny Depp,
Yeah.
and know due to personal reasons they had to take him out, and it sucks. I am hashtag go Johnny Depp to the fullest. Um, I think he did a great job in the role. Not and it's no not to the new actor that's taken over in Max,
Mads. Mads.
Mads.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mads Mikkelsen.
Um, so in seeing him take over, he's another great actor. And like you said, he plays a very good villain very well. And probably if they would have picked him from the get go, I wouldn't be so hurt about not
Yeah,
seeing it.
right.
But I was just kind of like, Johnny Depp.
Yeah, it's like you go from Johnny Depp to anybody. It doesn't matter how great of an actor you are, you're not Johnny
Yeah,
Depp. So I get it. But when you got personal issues, I'm not going to get into that. That's not our place. So, things happen. So
yep.
hopefully we'll see him again sometime.
But
But
watching the trailer, though, I definitely did love it. I loved every bit of it. I love that they bring in a lot of the Hogwarts. I think on the first trailer they released, they show the friend with the, oh yeah, do you guys want some? And they're like, oh, I wasn't fond of roaches. And you look back at the Slytherin boys, and they're all sitting there giggling like schoolgirls. Like I love that you see that interaction in the school and how Slytherin are just jerks the
yeah,
entire way.
jokesters. They're the bullies of Hogwarts.
Oh, runaways. Uh-oh.
I'm here.
Okay, there we go. Just had some issues.
You see it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't see you yet.
Give me a second.
Sorry, folks, for watching live.
Control E. Yay!
There we go.
No, I have a cord and I accidentally pulled the thing down and collapsed.
Got it.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, so
Yeah,
moving
no,
forward.
definitely like that one.
Oh yeah. I would actually like to ask you a question, just kind of get a nice conversation going. First of all, are you working tomorrow?
Do I work tomorrow? Yes, I do.
Oh, okay, so I'm going alone. Everybody works tomorrow. But here, out of all the Harry Potter movies, the Wizarding World, even the stage plays, what is your favorite? Well, what's your favorite Harry Potter movie?
My favorite Harry Potter movie. I love this question because I've talked to my sister-in-law, I've talked to Anissa about it, my fiance, and we've said, we kind of all like I said, I've most nights I put it on just so I can go to sleep, so I can hear you hear that, and you're out. That's it. It's like home. It's relaxing. But my favorite movie is Goblet of Fire, the fourth book, and it's a
Nice.
two-part for this one. It was the first book I got out of the series, which is kind of weird to hear, but my parents, when we were living in New York, wanted to buy me a gift, and I was kind of getting into reading a little bit, which is weird because I hate reading most days. But this book really caught my eye, so they went and bought me Goblet of Fire. So when I got it, I was like, all right, cool, let me start reading it. And I started reading it, and I was very confuzzled. I was I was reading this book going, why are they talking about these characters like I've been knowing about these guys? Like they made it seem like you should just know who these people are.
You should have known these people for years now.
And I was so confused. And then I remember one day, I think I was like about 6 chapters deep at this point, maybe even 7. And I was like, let me look at something. And I look at the spine and I see it says book 4. And I remember running to my mom going, Ma, this is like the 4th book. I'm missing 3 others.
Yeah.
So then I think between my mom and my godmother, they got me the other books, and then I read them, and then I started reading them all the way through. I think I stopped reading up until 6, and then I was just kind of watching the movies from there.
Mhm.
So I didn't get a chance to really watch. I didn't read book 6 or 7. The movies were where I kind of based on them. But the movie of 4 though, of Goblet of Fire, I definitely loved it because it was a change of roles, a change of character. You could see them going from little boys, little kids to men, women.
Mhm.
They were evolving, and this is where shit hits the fan. Voldemort returns. They lose their friend Cedric, who he was building a pretty decent friendship with.
Yeah.
And then just seeing how their lives went from happy-go-lucky, we're learning how to lift a feather, to no, things got real, and like you just lost a friend, like a friend died,
Yeah.
like now.
You got to utilize that Patronus spell, and kill people. No.
Yeah,
It's a
and
weapon.
protect yourself and protect. I think it was a good change of character. You can even see how Harry's character evolved, and I think that midpoint right there also you see the change of Harry's character, where he felt a bit alone, even though he
Mhm.
had all his friends, Hermione and Ron and everybody there.
Yeah.
But he still felt alone because he's like, I have you guys, but you don't know what I'm going through, and you don't know the demons that I'm dealing with. So I think it was
Yeah.
like, for me, it was a good depiction of how a teenage boy goes like in that transition, where it's
Mm.
like, okay, I'm old enough that I'm not a child, but I'm young enough that I'm not an adult. But I'm in this weird middle because I'm pretty much having to be an adult because my aunt and uncle abused me. I'm known for something that I didn't even do because I was a child when I did it.
Mm-hmm.
So you can definitely see like the battles that he deals with internally and how they bring it out. So it was again part four for me. I loved it.
I believe I'm trying to get the name of all of them, but I'm not gonna go through all of them. But let's see.
I mean, you can always let me know too.
Nah, okay. So for me, my favorites is also a two-part because they split it in two. So it's the Deathly Hollows Part One and Two. So pretty much the
Yes,
seventh book, but the seventh and eighth movies. I love
correct.
how that like you could go back and watch Harry Potter 1 and then go, skip everything in between. I don't recommend that, but once you watch all eight movies, then you know what's going on, and the severity of each movie and the importance of each movie. But go back, watch Harry Potter 1 and then jump to Harry Potter 7, and you see such like cinematography wise, it's just so different. It's so heavy. It's
Mm-hmm.
so sad and serious because you like the weight of the world, of both worlds, not just the human world, but the wizarding world, is just on these kids, and they're still kids, even though they've grown into men and women. They're still learning.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
in school
that.
still.
Yeah, and getting your PhD in wizardry. Like, all right, cool, but you're still in
It
school, man.
you're doing it the first hand way.
Yeah, yeah. Hard knocks. Yeah, but the Deathly Hollows were definitely my favorite. I'm a big fan of Voldemort. I'm Slytherin all the way. I mean, you
Team
guys know
Gryffindor.
I was. Oh, hey, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Everybody has their house. Everybody goes through the Sword and Hat.
And everyone else has their faults.
You know,
I
I got wrapping paper, dude. Like Slytherin wrapping paper. Everybody
got
getting
I
Slytherin.
for Universal because we always go and we have the lanyards with our annual passes and we got
Oh,
the houses. So I got Gryffindor and of course Denise is like, no, I like Slytherin, so she went and got Slytherin.
there you go. You married correctly. It's so for me, when you have Voldemort, and they kind of piece through everything, and it's just like, okay, he's smart enough to understand that he's. It's not just going to be that easy to defeat me. I'm very powerful. I've gone away already. I've been defeated already. I've been defeated to the point that I was nothing. So now, once I'm building back up through this time, from Harry Potter's birth and trying to kill him as a baby, all the way until the the fourth movie when he comes back, in the seventh movie when they really start hitting the fan. It's like,
Hmm.
you have this, he's like building an army, but he's also building himself.
Yeah,
And even as a
he's
kid,
coming back
he's
to
like
life.
building himself. Exactly. And he splits his soul even before the movies. Like, you start learning this, and you're like, he split his soul into different objects called Horcruxes, and there's seven of them. And it's funny
Technically
enough.
8.
I mean,
There's a technicality on it because of
yeah.
the in the books they don't really depict it at first, but then
Hmm.
like at the end of 7, if you watch it in the book and then in the movie,
Yeah.
um, they say how Voldemort and for spoiler for and if you haven't watched the
Yeah.
movie, I don't know
Come
what
on.
you're doing,
HBO Max.
but
$20 a month.
but when they do the memory and Harry sees that technically Voldemort needs to kill him
Yeah. So
because there was a
Voldemort
Horcrux.
is. Yeah. It's like, you're right, because he still is his own entity, but then Harry Potter is a part of Voldemort too. So it kind of
Because of
makes
that
him
that curse
a part.
rebound.
Yeah. And it put a piece of him in too. Oh, okay. I can. Yeah. All right. I'll take it. But Yeah, that's those two movies are my favorite. Harry Potter and them trying to get those Horcruxes, but also on top of that, you see like the death of Dumbledore in this
Yeah.
movie because he had to, not because he just died. He was killed. He had to die, and he knew it. And he was like, in order for Harry Potter to survive, in order for this to succeed, this plan to succeed, to beat Voldemort, I have to die. It was weird, and it sends you such a emotional roller coaster. The Deathly Hollows there, but
Yeah.
I love it. And then you see Harry Potter grow as a person and understand, the importance of the things around him. And one of the Deathly Hollows is three of them. There's the invisibility cloak, the resurrection stone, and the wand, the elder wand,
Yeah.
which was Dumbledore's wand, who he was buried
Hmm.
with. And grave robber Voldemort went and took it from
It was the
took it
most
from him.
creepiest scene I think I've seen in
Yeah,
a lot of Harry Potters was that scene. Him going
yeah.
into it face to face and him just think like, thank you.
He's like, thank you so much.
I don't think you're gonna be needing this.
You're dead. But he grabs it and you're like, at the end of it, you find out that it actually belongs to Harry. Every wand only answers to the wizard that it has that connection to, and it's like you have to kill that wizard in order to actually get it, in order for it to listen to you.
And I think that's the
It's such a
misconception
roller
about it.
coaster.
It was, and they swore, oh yeah, you gotta kill him. So it was actually
No.
being disarmed.
Oh,
Because if you think about it, so
he took
so
it.
that was the twist about it. That's why it didn't work for Voldemort. Um, because he thought it was for Snape. He thought Snape was the who
And he
did
killed
everything.
Snape. Yeah.
But Draco disarmed Dumbledore. If you remember that scene,
Oh, and then
so when
Harry
disarmed
disarmed
Draco
Draco.
at Draco's house, even though it wasn't at the house itself, or it was with the wand, he was disarmed by another wizard. So in all essence, that
Oh.
wand was Harry's in that
Property of
aspect.
Harry's now.
Yeah.
Because
So and it's
Voldemort never took it from Harry. He didn't disarm Harry.
he never
I always
disarmed
thought
them.
it. I always There's so much detail in these movies. I always thought it was a killing. Like you
Yeah,
had to
and I
kill
thought
in
so
order
too, and
to.
it never made sense to me why it didn't work for Voldemort, as it was Snape killed Dumbledore.
Yeah.
But if you hear the story again, it was a disarming of the weapon. Yes, did he kill that original wizard get killed? Yes, but he was disarmed in his sleep.
Mm.
So then that wizard who killed him was the owner of that, and that's how it kept going and going.
No, okay, I'm gonna go watch these two movies after we're done here. But yeah, those are my two favorites. I just how dark and gritty it gets, but
Yeah,
it's so humble at the end because it shows that they've really grown into adults after the fact. Am I biased as hell and I want to see a trilogy or a movie saga of Voldemort and who he was as Tom Riddle, growing up into how he was defeated and having to come back? Same movies in a sense of like almost like you're rewatching the Harry Potter series,
hmm
but through his eyes of what he was doing in the background, how he
that
went
would be a
and
bad perspective.
picked the things up, how he picked certain recruited people and picked up certain things, understood certain information. So I would love that, like a different vantage point. So you're watching Harry Potter, but then you go back and you watch the Voldemort series, and you're like, oh, that's where he was when this was happening, or they were actually so close to each other that they didn't even know it. Or
Yeah,
like, yeah, that would be really cool.
that'd be
I
really
hope they
cool
do it.
to see that. I know with the Fantastic Beasts, like I said, they are trying to do 6 movies. It was like 5 or 6 movies.
Mm.
Um, I would love for them to give that little snippet because you're gonna be seeing Professor Dumbledore. You're not gonna really see Headmaster Dumbledore through this.
All right.
This is just kind of building up the character. Looks like with how he was so war ready for later on,
Mhm.
because of this big war that he had to deal with on this end of it.
Right.
So I think definitely you're gonna see that character development, which is again awesome to see because I've always wanted to see a younger Dumbledore and see what
Mhm.
his life was as a professor. And I know they kind of give you snippets here and there, but I wouldn't be surprised you see a young Tom Riddle here, and they kind of do like flashbacks or like jump backs. I also wouldn't be surprised that you see throughout some of the next couple movies that they do the same thing and give a little bit more of that insight where you see the eventual leading up into the revival of Dumbledore or of Voldemort. So like showing like how he became the big baddie as the all powerful dark wizard as he was.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be very interesting. Very, very cool. Very interesting.
I would love to see
Great
J.K.
stuff.
Rowling do that perspective because it's funny. Like, my mom was always into Twilight books, and fans used to make like the opposite side of it. So I remember seeing fans make the opposite viewpoint of the characters of Twilight, and I've always said, man, I wish J.K. Rowling would have done the same thing for Harry Potter.
Yeah, for some of these characters, yeah.
Yeah, because you see Harry Potter's life, and okay, great. So what if you did it on the other end of it, showing the different perspective, what Hermione went through, or what Dumbledore had to go through, and all his stuff that he was doing, because he would be missing through the movies. Like, oh, where's Professor Dumbledore, or where's Headmaster Dumbledore? And they're like, he's out on business right now. Like, little do we know, he was probably out chasing out Voldemort.
Yeah, fixing things, and that's that different perspective, or the situations through the eyes of McGonagall. Professor McGonagall, because she is terrified of Voldemort, and that only comes through an experience.
Yeah.
So I would love to see.
I know they always said she was one of the teachers that taught him. So this is definitely something that she could be like, I seen that demon child. I didn't like him.
Yeah, I saw what he was becoming, and I seen what he become, and I don't want to see him again. So, like, this is great stuff. Hopefully, she ain't watching, but J.K. Rowling, come on now. Get to right.
Never know.
You never know. Maybe one day.
Yeah, one day this gets picked up.
When we keep working at it. Every Sunday.
So, yeah, right. Every Sunday, just pop in. If JK, if you seeing this, love your stuff.
We love you. You changed our lives.
So I do want to get to our very final question, which is our very pro-rated question that we always do. Is this movie, do you think is going to be rated F? Based on the trailer, based on what we've talked about, do you think it's going to be rated F?
I think it's going to be rated F for fantastic. No.
Don't let Twig Adams hear this.
Yeah. Oh. I can't wait to work with him again, that drunken bastard. Anyway, check out JPW, guys.
Yeah, it's a callback to some of the other stuff. If you haven't watched the videos, please watch some of the other videos.
Yeah, so it's definitely rated F. As I said, if I can find some time tomorrow to catch an early show, I'm gonna go and take a look. But it's definitely rated F for me. Huge. I've been waiting for a while for this. I would like to see what direction they're going with this movie. Yeah, Johnny Depp's not in it, but it's a great replacement. So yeah, I love to watch Mads work, and he is a perfect villain without being villainous. He just
has that perfect. Yeah. He just seems so smart that he's an asshole for being smart. Like, how dare you be that smart?
Yeah, he's just intellectually cunning and such a badass without being bad.
I can definitely see that.
Yeah. Constantly playing a chess game with your mind, and you're not
chess, not checkers.
Yeah,
wise men told me that.
Play chess, not checkers.
On my end of it,
how about you?
On my end of it, I'm still torn. I've been thinking about it, and do I think the movie's gonna be great? I think, and at the end of it, I think it may just be a very rated F movie. I think it's definitely gonna be a really good movie, but with no Johnny Depp, it's hard for me to rate it a rated F.
Okay.
It's hard for me. I may be on the outs of this one, but I don't think it's gonna be rated F just because it's hard to replace that. I think Johnny Depp's character is so hard to replace. Again, nothing against this actor. I think he's done so many different movies, and he's a great villain. Like I've just mentioned, he plays that villain very well. But I don't know, to watch Johnny Depp be this character and build this character up, watching those first two movies, how very cunning he was. He was hiding and some of the antics that only Johnny Depp could do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just kind of
Okay.
like to remove that character, to change how that character is now viewed as, Johnny Depp's role in it, to see it on this new side is like, but this wasn't how the character was being built as. He wasn't very, he was cunning, he was smart. Yes, I think he knew what was coming, what the next steps were gonna look like. I think he was 3 steps ahead, but I don't know. In my opinion, I'm just gonna say it's not gonna be rated F.
And that's okay, because rated F is sacred. Yeah, you have to be worthy of a rated F. So sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't.
No, and it's hard. That's hard for me to say that as a Harry Potter fan, because I really would love to see this go forward and definitely be good, and I'm hoping it really does. Prove me wrong, but yeah, on this one right now, I just I'll see it and maybe we'll jump back on and review it.
We should definitely watch it. As I said, I'm gonna watch it tomorrow, and then we should once you watch it, and we brainstorm together and see if it's worth a video.
Yeah, definitely.
That would be really awesome. That's all for me. I got nothing. So
and I mean, as far as me, man, I ain't got nothing else. Guys, if you have anything you want to talk about, please let us know what you would love us to talk about, anything you would like to see. We actually do have a very big announcement. I was waiting for this perfect moment to let you guys know for next week's episode. So if you guys are familiar, for any of us who've watched this a couple of times, or even throughout the entire time, you guys know the song that we come up to is "The Thrill," which is from our very good friend PrimeTime Nino. Which shout out to him for doing the video, for doing the music, and allowing us to use it. Again,
Love
he's
that
a
song.
huge fan. But we wanted to give you guys a little bit of heads up. We are having Daytona's baby, PrimeTime Nino, joining us next week, which I am excited to have him on here. He's a good friend of mine. He's a good friend of the family's. I definitely would love for him to be here and watch it with us. So, guys, please check it out next week as we are bringing them onto the show. And then if you want to stay up to date, like and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. We've been trying to give as much updates as possible on both ends of it. Or just comment here, and we're as interactive as ever.
Definitely on that one. Can't stress it enough, guys. Thank you so much for all the views and the future views and the past views and all the comments, and thank you to JPW, thank you to PrimeTime, thank all of you guys for giving us this outlet. Half the time it just feels like it's Felix and I just shooting shit and talking, but knowing each other
most times it is
17 years, and this is good. This is really good. I love it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. Thank you guys so much for letting us do this.
Yes. It's been an honor, and we would love to continue doing this for you guys. So please, like I said, give us some more stuff you guys want to talk about. We'd love to be here and continue talking with you guys.
Oh yeah. Alrighty, man.
Well, do you have anything else, Robbie?
No, I'm ordering my ticket for tomorrow. I'm sorry.
I was wondering what's getting your attention.
Picking the worst times to do shit. I'm sorry.
No, you're good, man. Well, as ever, guys, we love you. Stay safe and tune in next week.
Amen. Love you guys. Take care.
Wow, this is the thrill. Welcome to the thrill. Giving you something that's real. Tell me how you really feel. Now that you're hearing the thrill.